and welcome to the Blitz, your weekly high school football show covering all things football in Lorain County, brought to you this year by First Federal Savings of Lorain. I'm your host, Marissa McNeese of the Chronicle Telegram and WEOL, and we have so much high school football to talk about this week. A lot of great games happening in Lorain County, a full slate of week one action. We have recaps, highlights, some star performances, some injuries, so much to bring you this week. So let's get into it. I have to start this show talking about a team I have been excited to talk about since their win on Friday. I got to catch up with Coach Scott O'Donnell on our Saturday morning sports wrap-up show on WEOL. But how about the Brookside Cardinals? A 43-6 win over Wycliffe. And I hate to put myself on blast here, but I'll throw my colleagues under the bus as well. Not a single one of us on the Chronicle Telegram picket line, which is the sports staff. We do our weekly picks every week, but not a one of us chose Brookside to win that game. And, well, they made us look silly. Coming out winning 43-6, scoring on offense, defense, special teams, just an all-around effort. And it's a big deal for the Cardinals. Coach O'Donnell has some pretty high expectations, and he's not being funny when he says, they want to push for the postseason and, win the conference. These are real goals. He's trying to rebuild the culture and rebuild the program. And a win like this is just what the team needs for that confidence going forward, especially in a Lorain County league that is just so competitive and filled with talent. You need to be able to put those wins together when you head into conference play. So starting the season 1-0 and having not put together many wins the past few seasons, but the Cardinals have a chance to go, now if my research is correct, I'm sure you'll all let me know, but a chance to go 2-0 for the first time since 2011. Now they win 6 times in 2015, going 6-4, but not having gone 2-0 to start a season since 2011. So this is a big deal. Everyone over at Brookside is excited. Coach O'Donnell is excited. And this is a program I think we're seeing starting to trend up. Week one, of course, doesn't make a season. There are flukes. We have seen them. But I think based on talking with Coach O'Donnell and seeing this all-around performance, it wasn't just one person doing all the work. They really did come together in all aspects of the game. You're going to see this team maybe string together a few more wins, finish in that top half of the conference rather than the bottom. So just a really overall solid performance from Brookside and a really good confidence booster moving forward. To continue, I've got to keep it in the Lorain County League. This is a league, if you've watched this show, if you've heard me on our Saturday morning sports wrap-up show, I am so excited about the Lorain County League and how it has come together these past couple seasons. It's competitive. It's so fun to watch. The rivalries are great. So I'm going to keep it there as we go forward and talk about Colombia winning 47-10 over Independence. The past 2 seasons, Colombia in 2019 starts off with a loss. In 2020, a pair of losses. And despite finishing 7-3 in 2020, it was really important for Coach Jason Ward to get his team to start off with a win rather than have to come back after a few losses. Start strong, make these teams come after you rather than have to fight back yourself. So a really good performance and a breakout one from sophomore Marco Cerrigliano. He has 300 plus yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half alone. And Andrew Champagne, their quarterback, I know Coach Jason Ward was worried. He's had some injuries, started the season with some injuries the past couple seasons, but to see him finish that game healthy, it was really a great performance and a good start as we head into this expanded non-league play to start the season. A couple non-conference games still before we get into Lorain County League play, but important to win nonetheless to have that momentum going forward when you're going to play teams like Keystone, Firelands, Black River, all of those who are going to give you a really tough matchup. Speaking of Keystone, we have to talk about the Wildcats, a team heavily favored going into the Lorain County League. High expectations coming off of last season and into this season with a team that returns so much talent, expected to win the league, maybe not easily, but certainly the favorite. And going into week one playing against Northwestern, they pull off the win 39-35. But it wasn't pretty. Coach Don Griswold said on Saturday morning, it was an ugly win, but sometimes winning those is good for your team to know, hey, we can win those ugly matchups. We can find a way to pull through, which is going to be so important. This is a team that really wants to make strides going to the postseason. It was a disappointing exit last year with such high expectations and arguably even higher expectations this year. So knowing you can win those ugly games, find a way to dig deep is so important for this team and its confidence moving forward into Lorain County League play and ultimately for the postseason push I know they want to have. And now for what was arguably the most anticipated matchup of week one, played just down the street at Ely Stadium. It was Elyria Catholic taking on Elyria, a really exciting matchup each year. And the headline in the paper the next morning was a rally to remember, and it certainly was. Elyria down 15-0 late in the second half before Andrew Palo scores on an 80-yard touchdown. And that was it. The comeback was on. Elyria coming back to win 28-15 against Elyria Catholic. A great win for the Pioneers. It's another team locally struggled to string together some wins the past few seasons, but a rivalry they pretty much dominated in recent memory. So good to start off with a win for the Pioneers. A tough one for EC, which is always, having lofty expectations around the program, playoff hopes and whatnot. But a strong win for Elyria that's going to go in to another tough non-conference game before joining the SWC this season. So again, Elyria coming back to win 28-15. A few more highlights before we get into previewing week two. Again, in the Lorain County League, a team that finished right there at the top, Firelands, a tough loss to Edison. Again, a non-conference loss, so doesn't make or break your season. Of course, week one doesn't usually, especially now with the expanded season and postseason. There's a little more breathing room, but it's still a tough loss. A game I think Coach Ryan O'Rourke would say they thought they could win, expected to win. So a tough one heading into week two. They'll really be looking to bounce back. Two of our other top teams in Lorain County, Avon Lake beating Strongsville 24-10. A strong defensive performance as usual. It's what we expect from Avon Lake. At this point, maybe not what we expect from Avon. Of course, that's a team that's good in all aspects of the game, but Coach Mike Elder said on Saturday, we're known for our offense, so I was really excited to see what we could do on defense, and shutting out Brunswick, no easy task. They do it. So a huge win for both Avon Lake, two rivals that will meet at some point this season. So stringing together these wins, really important. So another couple big wins here in Lorain County. Speaking of the SWC, we have to talk about Midview and not necessarily their loss to Rocky River, a tough one for the Middies, but unfortunately, Midview loses its quarterback, Ethan Surdock, to an arm injury early in that game. In the first quarter, falls, lands awkwardly on his arm, and is taken from the game. Ethan tweeted out later that evening he had a broken left humerus. His recovery time is uncertain at this point. The season outlook, he's not really sure. Just focused on getting healthy at this point, of course, but a really tough loss. It's unfortunate for Ethan, for the Midview program, for the community. That's a kid that everybody was really looking forward to watching play this season. It's tough when you don't know what the rest of your high school season looks like. So, of course, we wish Ethan a speedy recovery and the best of luck as he continues on. It's time now for our first team of the week this season. Of course, we didn't have one week one. We're just previewing the season, but now I get to pick a team of the week. If you have stuck with me this long and we're here at the beginning of the show, I don't think this team of the week is going to come to us as a surprise to you, but I have to. Team of the week this week is the Brookside Cardinals, a huge win over Wycliffe, a really strong performance, a team that's going to be exciting to watch. And when you can add some more talent into the Lorain County League, that's never a bad thing. So shout out to the Brookside Cardinals, this week's team of the week. Looking ahead to week two, there are a ton of great matchups. Once again, it's exciting, I think. I know a lot of coaches are maybe a little down on the expanded season, the expanded playoffs, but it gives us a chance to see some of these teams play some other opponents we haven't maybe gotten to see them play in the past. And one matchup I am so excited about, I've been talking about all week, is Avon playing Medina. This is going to be such a great matchup. You can catch it on WEOL this Friday. Avon, of course, we all know the Eagles are going to come. They're going to bring their best. It's a solid team, a state team, year in and year out. So is Medina. They have a star in quarterback Drew Aller, a Penn State commit. And I know Coach Elder's excited about this one, not just, for the chance at another win, but he said with these expanded non-conference games, you get the chance to open it up a little bit and see what you can do against some of these teams. And so that's what they're going to do against Medina. See how they stack up against Aller, see what they can do against a high-powered offense, and what this defense can do. We saw what they could do against Brunswick. Let's put it to the test against Medina. So a really exciting matchup. You don't want to miss it, and that one will be on WEOL. Another game you can catch on WEOL is Colombia taking on Vermillion. two, local teams going at it, non-conference opponents. Vermillion picking up a win this week. I know that's a program that has struggled to string some wins together in the past. So again, starting off with a win, always huge. Playing against Colombia, which is a strong program, a known program, not just in Lorain County, but in Northeast Ohio. So that's going to be a good one. Make sure you tune in. That one also will be on WEOL this week. All right, we did it. We made it through week 1 of high school football. Thanks for tuning in again this week to the Blitz, brought to you as always this year by First Federal Savings of Lorain. I'm sure we will have so much more to talk about again as we recap week 2. In the meantime, make sure you're picking up your copy of the Chronicle Telegram each day, and especially Saturday mornings, where you can find the Blitz. It will have all of your recaps, box scores, highlights, everything you could want. It's the best high school football coverage around. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a little biased. But make sure you pick up your copy. You can find it every Saturday morning. And visit chroniclet.com for even more coverage, for videos. You can find us there, all of your recaps. And tune in, of course, Saturday mornings to the WEOL Saturday Morning Sports Wrap-Up Show. This week, I will be joined by Rob Polinsky, and we will be chatting with all of our winning coaches from around Lorain County, get their thoughts on their week 2 matchups. And until then, we will see you next week on the Blitz.